Hey, I'm just here so I don't get fined.
29 questions, 29 different questions, and he gave the exact same 8 words every single time. That's Marshawn Lynch, Super Bowl Media Day 2015. And what looks like a guy refusing to talk is actually one of the smartest moves I've ever seen someone make under pressure. There are 5 real techniques hiding inside this one press conference. Once you can name them, you'll start using the first one this week. Quick setup so this actually lands. The NFL requires every player to show up for media day and answer questions. Skip it and you get fined. Lynch was already looking at a $500,000 fine just for this session. So here's the trap. The league gets to demand his presence. And it's using that presence to demand his words. Watch what he does with a rule that only asked for one of those 2 things. Move 1. And this one has a real name. It's called malicious compliance, and you follow a rules letter so perfectly that the rule itself becomes the joke. Watch him do it.
I'm just here so I won't get fined.
The rule said, show up and respond. That's it. Nothing about the response has to be new, true, or useful to anyone. So he met the literal requirement and starved everything the requirement was actually for. Here's the move for you. Next time you're forced into an obligation you can't refuse, find the exact minimum literal requirement and give them that, not 1 inch more. Move 2, why the same line and not just silence? Silence would have been a story on its own. Listen to what repetition does instead.
Hey, you better make more with your time. You only got 3 more minutes. I'm just here so I won't get fined.
A follow-up question needs something new to grab onto. A word, a detail, a reaction. He gave reporters 0 new material for almost 5 straight minutes. There was literally nothing left to ask a follow-up about. So here's how you use this. If you're being cross-examined about something you don't owe an answer to, pick 1 flat sentence and never let it evolve. The second you explain or justify, you've handed them a new thread to pull. Move 3, and this is the part almost nobody talks about. He did this again the very next day. Same tactic, but listen closely to the words.
Marshawn, are you concerned about getting fined for your hat?
You know why I'm here.
You know why I'm here. Brand new sentence. Same exact tactic underneath it. And that swap is the whole point. 1 day of a weird line looks like a joke. 2 days on purpose, with the phrasing changed. That's not a mood. That's a considered position. Use this yourself. If a boundary matters, don't just hold it once. Hold it again in your own words the next time you're tested. Consistency is what turns a moment into a stance people actually believe. Move 4, Thursday, the last mandatory session of the week. And this time he actually talks. Real answers, pointed, but real. All week I told y'all what's up, he said. And for some reason y'all keep coming back and doing the same thing. Here's what most people miss about boundaries. Holding one forever isn't strength. That's just a wall. The actual skill is knowing the moment it's already made its point and letting it down on your own terms. So try this. The next time you set a hard boundary, don't treat it as permanent by default. Check back in. If it's already worked, you get to decide when to open back up, not the other side. Move 5. And if you remember only one thing from this video, remember this one. 3 weeks after that press conference, Lynch did something almost nobody saw coming. He filed to trademark the exact phrase, "I'm just here so I won't get fined," on a real registered government trademark. That defensive little sentence he was forced to say became a shirt, a brand, real money, off a line he never wanted to say in the first place. Here's the takeaway. The next time you're cornered into a position you didn't choose, look for the version of it you could actually own. A forced position can become a real asset if you're the one who names it first. And here's the part that proves this whole thing actually worked. The NFL itself was asked why Lynch wasn't fined for the session. Their answer, on the record, he had complied with his obligation to attend. Not he broke the rule and got away with it. Complied. The league confirmed his read of its own rule was correct. Okay, let's run it back. 1. Malicious compliance. Meet the letter, starve the spirit. 2. The broken record. No new detail, no follow-up. 3. Repeat the stance, not just the line, to prove it's real. 4. Know when the boundary's already worked and release it. 5. Turn the forced position into something you actually own. And notice what none of these needed. He never raised his voice, never got rude, never explained himself once. Every single one of these is just deciding exactly what you owe someone and giving them precisely that, nothing more. This exact toolkit shows up more than you'd think. In a performance review, in a group chat, in a family argument where somebody wants more from you than you actually owe them. So here's my real question. Which one of these 5 are you going to use the next time somebody tries to pull more out of you than they're owed? Tell me down in the comments. I read every one. I'll see you in the next one.